a sweet creamy filling, crispy lemon flavored cookie crust, and a dose of fruity blueberry compote. And no, what a bad hassle. Let's make cheesecake bars. To start, we'll use 2 lemons for the juice and zest needed for the whole recipe. So, zest one of the lemons, for which I like using a microplane grater. Then juice both of the lemons, as we need a total of 3.5 tablespoons of juice. Take 2 tablespoons of the juice and let's start with the compote. In a pan on a medium heat, add 1 cup or 150 grams of blueberries, a quarter cup or 50 grams of sugar, and the 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Bring it to a low simmer and stir occasionally. As the color of the blueberries starts to seep out, smash some of them with a spatula, but please be careful. I don't want you getting lava blueberry juice in your eyes. When it starts looking something like this, take it off the flame and pour it in a heat-resistant dish to cool off. Moving on to the cookie crust. Now, if you're American, you might be familiar with graham crackers and you can use that as it will work just as good. But I'm using Leibniz buttered biscuit cookies. So, finely crush 1.5 cups or 200 grams of cookies. If you don't have a food processor, don't fret, as you can do this with a Ziploc bag and a rolling pin. Add to them all of the lemon zest and then mix in a third of a cup or 80 grams of melted butter. For the pan, I'm using this size. Look for one that has straight corners for a cleaner edge. Now here's how to prep the parchment paper to fit perfectly in the pan. Begin by centering the paper on the outside of the pan. Make creases on the longer sides, then fold in all the corners. With that taken care of, let's butter the inside of the pan, place the parchment paper in it and make sure it sticks to all sides. Now add all the cookie mix. Spread it out as evenly as possible, then using something flat, carefully press down to condense the cookies. No wedge is required, so make it as flat as possible. Finally, place it in a freezer for 15 minutes to harden. Moving on to the filling, start with 16 ounces or 450 grams of room temperature cream cheese. Make sure all the filling ingredients are room temperature. Fluff up the cheese using a hand mixer, then add 1.25 cup or 280 grams of sour cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1.5 tablespoon of lemon juice, and 1 cup or 200 grams of sugar. But I'm using 50 milliliters of sweetener. Back at it with the mixer until well combined. And while the mixture is running, add 3 tablespoons or 250 grams of flour. You might need to scrape the bowl halfway through. In a separate bowl, beat well 3 large eggs. Then fold them into the cheese mixture using a spatula. Now pour the mixture into the oven tray. Even it out with a spatula and jiggle the tray a bit to set it as even as possible. Now let's add the blueberry compote. Start with a few big spoons of it placed strategically. Now, using a knife, release the true artist inside you and spread the compote in swirly shapes. With the artistic segment done, place it in a preheated oven at 285 degrees Fahrenheit or 140 degrees Celsius for 55 minutes. Once the time is up, let it cool in the oven with the door slightly open for at least 1 hour. Then remove it and let it cool the rest of the way. Once cooled completely, cover it and place it in the fridge to cool overnight. Now all that's left is to cut your cheesecake bars. Well, cut it, serve it and enjoy.